Welcome to the Field of 68 After Dark's YouTube channel. We are going to be live every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time right here on YouTube and on Stadium for the entirety of the spring. The biggest storylines heading into this season, right? I think the obvious one is UConn going for a three-peat. Did they do enough in this offseason in your mind to be able to put themselves in that conversation? And let's just assume, for argument's sake here, for the point of this conversation, they get Alex Karaban back. Because I think if they don't get Alex Karaban back, the answer is pretty clear.
Yeah, and Karaban should make his decision tomorrow on deadline day here. Could go either way. Yeah, they're in the mix. They're in the mix because, bringing in Mahaney was absolutely huge for them. Obviously, the culture is strong. So, yes, that's the biggest storyline. Obviously, can they three-peat? It would be insane. If they three-peat,
Yeah.
Dan Hurley should just retire. He should retire. I mean, there's no reason to go any further other than the fact that if he retires, poor Andrea Hurley would have to deal with him 24/7. So I don't think she'll allow him to retire.
If he goes a three-peat, then he absolutely should not retire because he's going to get a lifetime contract with like 8 digits a year in that contract if you go back to back to back. So no, that would be a horrible idea. Dan, I know you're listening to this because you listen to everything we do. Do not listen to Jeff Goodman's advice, whatever you do. We should go 4 in a row, is what I think they should actually do. I also just want to shout out Liam McNeely. We forgot to mention him in the offseason thing. Like, look, Liam McNeely, Aiden Mahaney, Terrace Reed are 3 really, really big gets for UConn. We'll have more on that once Karaban makes his decision here. The other biggest storyline for me, Jeff, and I don't know if this is necessarily going to be something that has a lot of national interest, but I personally am going to be very interested to see how this plays out. It's Marquette. They lose Tyler Kolek. They lose Oso Ighodaro. They lose 2 of the linchpins of what made them who they were the last 2 years. And Shaka did not go out in the portal and try to reload at all. He is trusting his system. He is trusting his program. He is trusting his development. He's trusting Stevie Mitchell and David Joplin and Sean Jones and Chase Ross and Ben Gold and Trey Norman and Zaid Lowry and Al Amadou and all of these guys that he's brought in and he's developed over the course of the last 2, 3, 4 years to take that step forward. And I'm going to be very, very interested to see how that works out because I love the concept of having a program where there aren't a whole bunch of new faces every single year. I think it's very difficult to do that at the level that you need to be able to do it to compete at the top of the Big East.
I mean, you lost their all everything. I mean, you lost Tyler Kolek. He was everything for them. And I'm worried about Marquette this year. I am. I'm worried. I listen. To me again,
Define worried for me. Define worried there.
I'm worried that Cam Jones has to carry him, and I'm worried that there's going to be too much pressure on him, and I'm worried that they don't have a guy to make life easier for him and those other guys on the team. So I think they've got a lot of really good complementary pieces on that team. I just don't know. Like, listen, maybe I'm nuts here. I could see a scenario where Marquette is not an NCAA tournament team this year. I could. Absolutely. I could see it. I know you're rolling your eyes, but like, is that hot a take?
To me, it is simply because I think that you have a star and you have a bunch of really good role players and you have a coach that has developed these guys. They know what is expected of them. And I would be shocked if they weren't good enough to get a bid to the tournament. Like 68 teams are dancing. I would be shocked if Marquette can't make it to the tournament. Now, I'm not saying that I think they're going to compete for the Big East regular season title. I'm not, I think that I don't see the idea of them missing the tournament when you know how bad some of the teams are that make the tournament in this day and age would just, I would be very, very, very surprised.
Okay, can I run through you quickly? Are they better than UConn?
No, I don't think so.
Are they better than Creighton?
No.
Are they better than Xavier?
I think that that's where you start talking about it's close. Honestly, I probably would lean Marquette in that spot because I don't know. One, you can't trust Zach Fremantle's foot, and 2, like Jerome Hunter, everything he went through. You have no idea what you're going to get out of them.
All right, again, gun to your head, your house on the line. You're taking Marquette, this Marquette roster over Xavier's. Are you taking it over St. John's? Are you taking it over Providence? Are you taking? I would say to
I,
me,
I,
they list sixth for me. For me, they list sixth. That's a fringe tournament team.
I probably would take them over St. John's, and I think I'd probably no, I'd probably take St. John's over them, and I'd probably take them over Providence. Is where I'd have it right now. I think I'd have them. Have them in like the 4 or 5 range. So look, I get it, man. I just think that if you're saying a fringe tournament team, that's way, way, way too far. Fringe tournament team is more likely out than in, to me.
How many bids did the Big East get this past season?
They got 3 bids this past season.
Right, right. I mean, there's going to be a clear delineation this year too. I think. I do. I think again, the bottom's gotten better. DePaul's gotten better. Georgetown's gotten better, but they're not going to compete for the upper tier. I don't think yet. Seton Hall.
So
they're
you're
probably
telling
in
me
that
that
bottom
you
tier
don't
as
think
well.
Marquette's making the NCAA tournament this year? Is that what you're saying?
I'm telling you that I don't feel good. I think it's a flip of the coin whether they make an NCAA tournament this year. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yep.
Producer Trevor, make sure you write this one down. Thanks for watching the Field of 68 After Dark. Make sure to hit that like button.